making points. And you saw me drop that with the wastebasket,
I saw
like
it.
LeBron was up in here, like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, Steph Curry. You saw it.
Mm-hmm.
You saw
It
it.
was real close though.
That what?
It was a real close shot.
Dude, it
Okay,
was
there's
one
a couple.
hand, and it was my
Oh, two
left
feet.
hand.
Oh, okay. Oh,
I'm
okay.
not
Oh, okay.
ambidextrous.
Okay.
And you saw it. I saw you kind of glance over
Yeah,
like, oh yeah.
I still wouldn't pick you to be one of my five.
You would you would pick me
I still would pick you to run
to be
with
one
me.
of your five. I bet you would pick me before you pick Keith.
Oh yeah.
Good morning. Good morning. What's happening, family? Welcome to the show. It is Michelle Bryant here at WNOV 860 AM, 106.5 FM. You are listening to Say Something Real. Let me say good morning to the bros in the studio. What up, Clark Kent?
Who you
With
with?
you, bro. I'm with you. I'm with you. How you
Yes.
doing today,
Man,
sir?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
You managing this cold weather?
Yeah, I'm hanging.
You know, all right. Got you over in the pit. I can't see you, but I'm assuming you good. Oh, okay. I like that. Black King. Hey, look at that. Okay. Everybody can't do it. Like Debo. Everybody here he come. Here he come. Uh, so you thought that you
There you
should
go.
come around the corner and tell a dark skin joke?
You know what?
Because I know that's what it was.
That's what it
It's
That's
so
what it
sad
is.
that you're so
Yeah,
predictable.
yeah.
It's
Clark signed up for night school, and they kept marking him absent because they couldn't see him.
we telling dark skin
All right,
jokes
Black.
up in here,
Yeah,
and then he tell it, and he run out the room.
And the dude that told the joke darker than me.
Let me tell you something. I don't need you to see me.
know I'm there,
Yeah,
huh?
just know I'm there. It's better for me if you don't see me coming. I like that. Hey, lemons to lemonade, bro. Every time. This is black gold right here. I keep telling these light skinned folks, you gonna stop sweating people that's dark
I
skinned.
know that's
Cause
right.
this is black gold, baby. Let me 100 proof. I tell I had one of my friends because she like doing that foolishness on skin color. I said, don't get mad at me because I'm 100 proof.
Right. Real black.
This 100
Real
proof right
black.
here. Here. Then you can tell she feel all sad. Yeah, because you get it. But let me say, yeah, I'm like, look, come on now. I don't bother nobody.
That's right. That's right.
But I show answer if you call me. What's happening, Mr. Rideout? How you doing this morning?
I can't complain.
Ain't got that pillowcase on your head. Hey, you ready for that business this morning? Wait, what was this? What was this? Looking like
That's my new early morning band.
middle-aged Snoop Dogg. Because he a granddaddy. He damn be a great granddaddy now.
Yeah.
But you looking kind of spry this morning,
Yeah,
sir. How you feeling?
I'm doing pretty good. I can't complain at all.
There you go. There you go.
I'm feeling jubilant.
You feeling what now?
Jubilant.
I'm not gonna ask. I'm just gonna
Jubilant.
I'm just gonna let it lay.
Nah.
My man said, but let me be clear. I really don't care how you do it.
Oh.
Since you said you would put me on the 5.
No, you can be the 6th man.
No.
From a distance.
No. I was watching this highlight reel. I said I think I sent it to myself. This little boy in a high school game, and he did the Jordan when he like walked in air and was suspended, walking to the goal, and then brought the ball down. Man, when I tell you, they just went from face to face to face in the audience. Everybody in the gym lost their mind. The cheerleaders on the other team was like, oh, I mean, bros was falling all out in the stands. Cats had to hold their guys up because dudes was like, did you see this? And the little boy walked away like, this is what I do.
Yeah, I do this.
Yeah, he didn't even have any, like, yeah. He was like, this is what I do.
Yeah.
I'm like, go ahead, baby. So that's me. It's about 6 man.
I'm just saying.
Now you saying what?
See,
You saying what?
I'm just saying,
Because
I would need you
tread lightly.
on defense.
Be
Nah.
be strategic in
Nah,
your
yeah,
comments. Be
yeah.
strategic.
No, I'm saying I would need you
Appreciate.
on defense.
You got to see me.
Yeah,
you
but
got
you'll never shoot the ball. I just need you. I need you to square up.
You never
square up.
shoot
That's it.
the ball.
You'll never shoot.
Oh, you gonna use me like Shaq?
I'm gonna use it like Shaq, Dennis Rodman. Use it like them. Don't shoot, just rebound.
You gonna use me like pretty Dennis Rodman?
Right. Just rebound and give you the ball.
Well, look. All right, we'll figure out, why I can't be on the team. Let me also acknowledge that he's, sauntering about the building. What's his name? Debo. And I want to say that the camera is blurry for some reason over here. Okay. Before y'all text me, we got it. Oh, there we go. We coming back in focus. But let me say good morning to Mr. Debo. I thought it was very, very gracious this morning. I had mentioned that my vehicle was in the shop because I had an oil leak that could have shut down Texaco. The amount of oil that was in my driveway was so outrageous that I went in the house and went to bed because I already knew that this repair is not going to be kind. So I had been taking an Uber to get to the station for the last couple of days while the truck was in repair. And, in the spirit of being here on time, and because the Uber driver is not going to drive the way I drive, I was allowing them about 20 minutes to get me to work. So I was leaving early, Anybody that knows, I pull up at 8 minutes to the show. I'm sorry. Was that a little generous? But I mean, I'm walking through the door and literally sitting down. And so I had been coming early. And Debo this morning, when my phone was ringing as I was walking into the studio, I was like, what's going on? I said, hey. He's like, hey, I got here early this morning because I thought you was going to get here early, and I didn't want you outside standing in the cold. And I was like, what? I was like, oh my God, the level of concern. Now, I had my truck this morning out. Or my Jeep this morning. I never know what to call that thing, but I had it this morning. And, so I just want to publicly say on the air how much I appreciate that a brother, got here early, anticipating that I might be standing outside in the cold. Now, somebody said, have you ever considered an electric vehicle? I have not. I am not a fan. No. Now, I might do a hybrid, but I will never have, particularly as my only source of transportation, an electric vehicle. We took one when we went to the Grand Canyon, and all that pulling over and charging and carrying on. One of my friends, they had one. They had a Ford F-150 electric truck when we were in Martha's Vineyard. And, Martha's Vineyard, I think, only had one set of charging stations over by the library. So they had to drive over there and then get an Uber back to the house. I ain't got time. I'm not doing all that. The money that you save, I get it. But watching them batteries freeze in Chicago when it got real cold last year, I'm just not so 100%. I respect the technology. I believe it's important. And I'm glad that there are people doing it so I don't have to. And I will do a hybrid. I like the idea of a hybrid. But I just, I can't. And then I was watching the news this morning, and they said that Tesla was pulling 2 of their models out of production. And I'm like, I wish the whole company was shut down because of, who's the owner. I I just don't know how anybody of good conscience rides in a Tesla. I just don't. And I know y'all done bought them, you paid a lot of money for them, but I just don't. I don't know how you do it, especially black folks, because of the way this man, with his racist foolishness, helping get these white folks brought over here from South Africa, and going through the federal government and looking very, very, specific in the targeting of some of these damn people that got let go, many of whom were black women. I just don't know how nobody drive a Tesla. And I, I understand you got it, but I know when it's time to re-up on a vehicle, yeah, that can't be a purchase. So anyway, a lot to get to this morning. We got callers on the phone already. Let's get them in. Hey caller, what's happening?
Good morning, Michelle.
What's going on, Angela? How you doing this morning?
I'm good. And yourself?
I'm okay. I can't complain.
That's good. Good morning, everyone. Michelle, my reason for calling is because that scholarship thing that you do
Which one? What?
with the kids.
Okay.
Yeah. I wanted some information because I had a friend that I was talking to them about that,
Okay.
and they wanted to know about how getting their child to go.
Are you talking about the college tour or?
Yes, ma'am. The college tour. Yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay. Here, somebody just reached out to me about that yesterday. I'm getting ready to text you a number right now that you can share with your friend. That or I'll get it done in the break. I gotta find it real quick. But I'll get you the number text over, and you can give it to them, and they can talk to Lakeisha directly because she sets everything up. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. All right, family. You got another caller. Let's get them in. Hey, caller. What's happening this morning? Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
It's Elise. I was just calling to let you know.
No, it's Elise.
Yes, I graduated at UCC for 4 months. Now I'm over here in the house.
Come on, girl. It's good to hear your voice, Elise.
Yeah, I had been all the Rogers and everywhere, girl.
But you coming through.
I'm coming through.
There
girl.
you
I'm
go.
coming through.
There
and
you go.
This time I wasn't in a rush. I was looking for me.
I'm gonna tell you, I am so glad that you don't ever stop fighting for you. That you don't ever stop trying. You are an inspiration to me, sis, because I know setbacks are real. But when I tell you, when them calls come like, hey, I'm back in the game, I'm trying to be in the game, I am so proud of you, Solis.
Thank you. I'm like a block away from the police station on Locust. I'm so happy though.
Look, people are texting me saying Happy New Year, Solis.
All right, thank you. I couldn't get to my phone and stuff.
All right, you still got my number, right?
No, I don't.
When I'm gonna put you, stay on hold. Are you in a position to write it down?
Yeah.
Okay. 414.
Okay, hold on. Just where the pen from?
See.
Girl. Okay.
414-499.
Yeah.
2827.
2827.
And it's folks listening on YouTube and Facebook. Somebody just said, glad to hear her voice.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am. I'm glad you made my morning this morning.
Yeah, I graduated 4 months inpatient after I left Rogers.
All right, big baller. Keep doing the work. Keep doing the work.
I'm still in the outpatient, intensive outpatient. So
keep doing it.
I am. All right. I love you.
Love you back, Solis.
Okay, bye.
All right. Hey, when I tell you that sister, and that's Keon. That's Keon. Because Solis would call into the station. And I don't know how it came about, but all I know is Keon said, we're going to have lunch at Solis's house. I was like, okay, free food. Let's go. And we went and we had lunch with Solis at her home over. At that time, she was over by what's that? Washington Park Senior Center. And Keon made sure we kept Solis close, and Solis made sure she kept us close. And we have been with her on this journey for a long time. So it is really, really cool to be able to somebody said I was just wondering where she was. Somebody else loves Solis. So look, I'm just saying, Solis, it's people that realize they hadn't heard from you. So it's good to hear. Good to hear your voice. All right, family. It's a lot to get to this morning. One of the things that I will say right out the gate, I'm gonna try to, put some more local stuff in there. But the national news can consume so much of what you're doing because every time you just think that I'm gonna get a reprieve, I'm gonna get a moment off. This individual that's in the White House and the folks that he have around him that he has placed in these positions of power, they just don't stop, man. They just don't stop. They are juggling 100 balls of hate, terror, fear, intimidation, you know, just all kinds of just nonsense. We are literally, you just go from story to story. Your head is moving from side to side, trying to keep up with everything that's happening. So if you and most of y'all keep up with the news, fairly engaged with what's happening. When that story broke that the FBI was executing a search warrant at the Fulton County Elections Office. So this is Atlanta. This is Black folks. Where in 2020, Donald Trump tried to, claim election fraud. He basically was committing his own version of election fraud attempts by asking, the Secretary of State to fine him 11,480 votes or whatever the specific number was. Like you literally saying, I just need you to find me this number of votes. Who says that? And the idea that under his own administration, William Barr and him determined that there was no significant voter fraud in Fulton County. And that's the way they phrased it. But whatever it was, it couldn't have rose to the level of about 2 or 3 people, doing something like I was on paper, shouldn't have voted, blah, 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 whatever it was. But the idea that he has continuously weaponized the federal government to do his personal bidding is the most frustrating. And you just watching, again, Republican members of Congress, more are beginning to kind of chip away. And that blanket support, at least in terms of the public, because I know behind the scenes, it's Republicans that wish he would fall off the planet. I know it's Republicans that can't stand Donald Trump. That's just statistically, I know there are Republicans who despise this man. But publicly, they won't do that for a whole myriad of reasons. So I got to take a break. But when I come back, I want to take just a moment to talk about this abuse of power, the idea that you are going back and grabbing ballots from the 2020 election. There is no protocol. As one of the folks out front said, we don't know what's getting ready to happen to them ballots. We don't know how we protect voter information under this administration. We don't know how this stuff will be used, how people will be targeted. And as Donald Trump stood at the podium recently and said, there will be prosecutions. They are going to go after people. I don't know if the women that got caught up in the Rudy Giuliani nonsense get targeted again. Fonnie Davis gets targeted again. Gets targeted. But believe these people when they say that they are going to be harassing these election workers and how that bodes for election workers all around the country. Because people saw what happened in Fulton County and got scared. Because these people had to go to Congress and testify and say, I no longer live in my house that I paid for. That my mortgage still come out, my direct deposit right now for a house that I can't live in. Let me take a break. I'll be right back.
seeing?
Well, good afternoon, Colin. As of right now, there is an active multiple FBI agents here at the voter registration and elections office here in Fulton County. I'm going to step out of the way so you can see what I am seeing right now. Now, I have spoken with several FBI agents here on the scene, and they did confirm that they are initiating an active warrant, but they would not tell us exactly what was in that warrant because they say that it is sealed. But according to several of our sources, we do know that this had something to do with the Fulton County election ballots from 2020, but they did also tell us that the DC officials that they would be releasing some kind of statement later on today to inform us exactly what is in that warrant. But we do know that it was signed from a Fulton County judge here in North Georgia, but that's really all the information that we can get from them at this time. But they did tell us they will remain out here at the registration and election office pretty much all day until this warrant is done, completed, because they did say this is a very large building, so they're not sure where inside this building are the materials that they're looking for. But we do know again that this is an active warrant. It is a sealed warrant from a Fulton County judge here in North Georgia, and our sources are telling us again that this is something to do with the 2020 Fulton County election ballots. Now, also, we do know that the federal agents carried out a law enforcement action earlier today from that sealed warrant again here at this facility, and they are here on scene at this very hour right now. They are going inside and outside of this building. I did try to reach out and try to see if we can maybe get some sound from the FBI official, and as of right now that is not possible, but they did say that we should be able to get a statement from the leaders there in DC. We do know that that several of them are on their way down here. The deputy director is on his way here as well. So we will continue to stay out here and try to see if they would provide some sound. We'd also reached out to Fulton County Chairman Pitts. He is on his way here, and several other Fulton County leaders, they're on their way here as well. So this is a very active scene. A lot is going on here, but we're still trying to get as much information as possible.
Larry, let me ask you this. Have they given any indication of when any kind of briefing may start? Do we have a timetable on that?
We do not have a timetable as of right now, because they did say that this is a very large building. So they are going in and out from each room, just trying to see where those materials are that they are looking for. And so it could take...
And let me
Hi,
put
everybody.
this.
Listen, I know you're watching the news. You're seeing a lot of stuff about this FBI raid at the Fulton County elections and registrations. I'm on the inside right now. So I just want you to be like real discerning about all that you're hearing from people who are on the outside of what's going on. I'm going to give you the truth about what's happening. So they served a warrant, the FBI, this is Trump, serving a warrant to go pick up the 2020 ballots, which are in a secure location inside of here, 700 boxes. The first warrant that they gave was incorrect legally, like they didn't follow the right procedure. They went back and they fixed it. And they came back, and now they aren't actually collecting the boxes. They are in the chain of command in Fulton County is that once they are archived, they become the possession of the clerk of Superior Court, which is Shay Alexander. She is here and she is with them inventorying everything that they're taking. We, the commissioners, the chairman, the county attorney, are trying to figure out a legal plan as to maybe an injunction, a motion to quash. We don't know yet. We're trying to figure it out. We're getting all kinds of legal advice to stop this, because once they have the ballots, how do we then turn around and do something different when they've already got their hands on it? So this is an attempt to take your vote away. This is all about November 2026, about the primary on May 19th and then the November election. He does not want the midterm elections to take away his power. So he's trying to create chaos. So this is what he does. Chaos in Minnesota, chaos in Fulton County. We are a target. Protect your vote at all costs. I'm telling you, everybody always says your life depends on it. Oh, your life does depend on it this time.
All right, folks. So this is directly on the ground, and Jay was able to pull up this clip for me from the sister who is working with the election commission, who is inside the building when this stuff was happening. We know that materials were already being carted out yesterday. There was one of the other, and I'll see if I can find that clip, one of the other gentlemen from Atlanta who said in the video, there it goes. They got it. They got their hands on our ballots. And so we can't guarantee anymore anything about, somebody said, I live here in Fulton County, just about a mile from the elections building. We are over 90% Black in this area of South Fulton County, Georgia. So this is somebody that's watching us. I'm not sure if it's on YouTube or Facebook, but this is somebody that's posting this in our chat right now, that's listening to the radio, but they live down in Fulton County. Thank you so much for weighing in and letting us know that you were there. This is crazy, y'all. How do you just come in based on no findings? Everybody that has looked at this 100 ways from Sunday, if Georgia Republicans could have figured out a way to help Donald Trump, they would have helped him. The other aspect, though, as people have pointed out, even if he had won Georgia, he still would have lost the election because he lost by a ridiculous amount of votes to Joe Biden. So you would have had to flip a whole bunch of states, not just Georgia, to win an election. But the idea that this man is able to use his position to now go around and use these tactics on election commissions, taking their ballots, God knows what you do with them when you get them. I was so glad to hear the sister say we are inventorying everything. But the 2026, that's this year, midterm elections, that's in November. Primary start in August in Wisconsin. Depending on the states that you live in, you heard them mention a May election down in Georgia. We have the ability to flip control of the House of Representatives for sure. You got the ability to flip control of the House of Representatives for sure. If people get off their butt, show up, go vote, drag people to the polls like Obama was in the election. If we show up, then this rubber stamp that Mike Johnson keeps doing for the Trump administration, it goes away. The power of the purse strings that enables him to do a lot of the stuff that he is doing gets closed. It gets cut. But I don't know how anyone, Republicans included, don't look at this abuse of power and not actively do something to stop it. Somebody just posted, do something, Congress. Because what prevents a Democrat from getting in office and doing everything that Donald Trump is doing right now to folks on the opposite side of the aisle? What prevents it? What prevents it? And there are a few Republicans that are sitting back and saying, nah, this has the ability to go off the rails. You know, we will, like, you reap what you sow. This will come back to bite us if we let this man go through unchecked. So some of the people that have been pushing back, the Florida Senator Tom Tillis, look, he wants Kristi Noem out of there at DHS. He wants people going like Stephen Miller. These people are problems. And Donald Trump calls his own. Hang on, somebody said Keisha Lance Bottoms said a Republican presidential candidate has not won Fulton County since the 70s. Thank you for sending that to me, Rhonda. Since the 70s. So as Republicans, the few that are getting a spine all of a sudden and now willing to come forward and talk about what they see as being egregious behavior or you know, things that slippery slope, and that the shoe will be on the other foot. The table will turn. The tides will shift. Tom Tillis says Kristi Noem got to go. She's incompetent. She should not be in this role. Trump calls Tom Tillis a loser. Jay, can I play this real quick? Yep. This was, and it's real short. This was Tom Tillis' response.
Loser, I believe. I am thrilled about that. That makes me qualified to be Homeland Security Secretary and Senior Advisor to the President.
Yeah, well, that means I'm qualified, you know, because you got losers running your administration. And this is what it's going to take. It is going to take men and women on the Republican side of the aisle to start saying enough is enough. Enough is enough. We can't continue down this road, y'all. You cannot allow someone with no regard for the Constitution, for, what are supposed to be protected rights, process, due process, the legal system. This man thinks that the DOJ is his personal law firm. He thinks that the feds are there only to do his bidding. This cannot continue. It erodes the very fabric of what the country is based around, which is that we will allow these systems to play out, even when we don't always agree with the outcomes of the systems. The Supreme Court only has power because the people of this country have given them the power. The minute the people say, I don't care what decisions come out of the Supreme Court, we don't feel bound to abide by them, the Supreme Court is rendered powerless. We operate on an agreement that we will all be governed by the same set of rules. I hear you before you say it. Michelle, all rules don't apply to I know the back part. I'm talking about 30,000 foot view. The big picture. If things operated the way they were supposed to, we should be functioning under a similar set of rules for everybody. And this guy is being allowed to blow through every norm, every procedure, every protocol. States' rights mean nothing. On one hand, you stand in front of a mic talking about Alex Pretz shouldn't have had a gun, but you don't have no problem with the people on January 6th having guns. Don't interfere with this, but you don't have problems with people tearing up the Capitol, doing millions of dollars worth of damage. My favorite, defecating in the hallways. You pardon these people who attack police officers. It wasn't no problem as long as these people was clowning on your behalf. But anybody else that protests, we need to shut them down. We need to, to dismantle their systems. So when I say that we got to keep our eye on Fulton County because nothing stops him. Remember, he tried to get Milwaukee. Trump came after Milwaukee. He wanted to go to court and, where was Kanye West? Somewhere in the mix, trying to help Donald Trump come after Milwaukee voters to say that we had committed some type of fraud here. And even Scott Walker came out and said, hey, bruh, we don't have them kind of problems in Wisconsin. Even the Republican former governor of the state of Wisconsin had to say to Donald Trump, yeah, we don't, I'm paraphrasing and I'm adding some extra. Yeah, as Republicans, we lie about voter fraud. We do. We lie about voter fraud in relationship to liberals, because most people that commit voter fraud be Republicans. Like, if you go look at some of the data, I don't have all of it in front of me, but if they not most, they damn near most that commit voter fraud be Republicans. And so if the governor of Wisconsin died in blue, in the rural, I should say, Republican, can say, hey, you might want to do your challenges in some other states, because, we've been trying to get them forever, and we've never been able to get people in Milwaukee County for voter fraud because it does not exist like that. That I'm paraphrasing, but that was the gist of what Scott Walker said. But the Trump administration has still been after Wisconsin. Let me just help you. As recently as December 11th, there was an article, Wisconsin Elections Commission refuses to send Justice Department unredacted voter lists. The Wisconsin Election Commission declined to send the state's unredacted voter rolls to the federal government, joining more than a dozen states pushing back against disclosing sensitive voter information. Now, some people believe it's some of this tied to immigration enforcement. Other people believe that no, you trying to put some mess in the game, getting ready for these fall elections. They do not trust why you need, as a federal government and a man who consistently talks about, voter fraud, trying to get these democratically leaning communities votes cast out. Why are we giving you that information? Why are we giving you that information? And so somebody on a conservative talk show had interviewed one of the assistant U.S. attorneys, and they said the states were refusing to cooperate because they were embarrassed that their voter rolls were not sufficiently cleared of inactive or unlawful registrants. That ain't true. We purge all the time. That's not true. Caller, I'll be right there. We purge all the time. So I want people to understand and be clear. We can't look at the news and shake our head and go, Lord, that's crazy. What's going on down in Fulton County? Milwaukee Election Commission's members need to be trying to figure out right now, if the feds show up at our door talking about they want our voter information, what are our rights? What did the lady say down in Georgia? They were scrambling, getting advice from different legal opinions about how to respond to what was happening to them. So we see the blueprint. We see what's going on. That means we are getting prepared. So when they show up at our door, our stuff is somewhere locked away and sealed, and we got something ready to go to court immediately, requesting a stay to keep them from getting access. But what's the plan? We got to have a plan, y'all. What's the plan? So everybody on the election commission, everybody connected to our elections here in, particularly in Milwaukee, you got to now be asking the question, if the feds show up at our door, what are our options? How do we respond? And I need you to be able to answer that question before they get here. I need you to have people on deck and walk through scenarios before they get here. That's what I need. Let me go to the phone. Oh, they're gone. Okay. So keep your eye on this situation down in Atlanta. It is crazy. I just can't even imagine what was the woman name and her mom, because Donald Trump, and I had pulled up the quote where he talked about that there are going to be arrests. Let me see if I can find it. Where he literally, he's putting these people on notice in Atlanta that he's coming after them. So if he could get Fonnie Willis, I said Davis last time because I'm thinking about Shawnee Davis, the skier. If he could get Fonnie Willis, that man would be chomping at the bit to get her. If he could figure out a way to prosecute anybody that was on that team, chomping at the bit. But the mother and daughter who had to go testify before Congress, these people realize they are no longer safe. Because you have the full brunt of the federal government willing to exert their power and resources to come after you. I just need people to think about that for a second. I just need you really. And I'm just trying to, because I want to say their names. Hang on one second. Who Rudy Giuliani has been trying to figure out to this day how still not to pay these people the court ordered restitution for them being, maligned and talked about so badly. Oh, hang on. Ruby Freeman and Shay Moss. I couldn't think of their names to save my life. So I just wonder how Ruby Freeman and Shay Moss are feeling down in Atlanta, if they still in the city, how they feeling right now. Because you got the most powerful man in the country, if not the world, who's putting a bullseye on y'all back. Let me go to the phone line. Hey, caller, what's happening? Hello?
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm looking at this new election coming up with Crowley, and now there's only one Republican. But the Democrats don't, that's their strategy, so he can get all the votes. But we look at what's going on, really, it's really difficult on both ends, but for our end, for the Democrats end, because we don't have that strategy. We don't think boldly and harshly like they. We do need to get a spine as Democrats. We truly, truly, truly need to get a spine and learn how to get more strategic on dealing with these matters. Because even when the presidential election, you know, they made comments that they were going to vote for the Hillary, not for Hillary, but Kamala Harris, the white women, and they went in there and boldly voted for Trump and left it out there in a lot of areas. But we have to get more boldly about doing what we need to do, because Trump is out here. It's not only about this election. He over there selling money about all that oil he's selling, right, and banking it in Qatar. And who got the rights to the money? Is all his son. So he's doing a lot of things against the wall, and what he's doing, and you see what sticks. But all his backlash, all the mess that he's pulling, everything that he's doing is all about money. And nowhere a standing president should be handling things that he's handling financially.
Right.
No way is a standing president. So we got a gangster, a thief, a liar, and everything he does is just like he might as well be on stage doing magic tricks, because that's all they do.
And the reality is, it don't even feel like magic, because I see it. You know, you see the trick. You see we being played. You see the games. You see the ball moving under the shell. Like, if you're looking, you see it. So that's the other part. At least with magic, it's the illusion that, you know, I don't know what's happening. We know what's happening, but we don't have people in power willing to do anything about it.
His illusion is he don't care. He said, I'm going to show you this hand, then I'm going to put it in this hand, and you're going to believe it's still in his hand, because I told you it's in his hand.
Right.
But our people are so, I don't even know what words I can use for it. I could say they're ignorant. Not even ignorant. Don't care. They're not looking at the real deal. We got to stand up. We got to get a backbone. We got to do better as a people, because he's taking this whole, I mean, as I said the other day, the country, this is who the United States is. They never cared about the people of color. But the harsh part about it now they showing that they'll kill their own. But they always done that too, because look at when King was out there, how they beat up white people that stood with the black folks.
Right.
So, hey, this is what the United States is about. Get used to it. God bless you.
All right. Thank you, bro. I appreciate the call. All right. Let me do this. I want to switch gears. Do I have another caller? Oh, let me get them in real quick. Hey, caller, what's happening?
Hey, Michelle, how you doing?
I'm good. How you doing today, bro?
I'm doing all
right.
Is
this Racine checking in?
Yeah, this is Racine. I just wanted to circle back to yesterday about Foxconn.
No problem.
So here's what actually happened. What was promised in 2017 was a $10 billion investment, 13,000 high-paying jobs, a massive LCD flat panel manufacturing plant, and it was marketed as a once-in-a-generation economic transformation for southeastern Wisconsin. But what the public gave, we gave $3 to $4 billion in combined state and local incentives like tax credits, infrastructure, cash subsidies. Eminent domain was used to seize homes and farmlands from people who this land was in their families for hundreds of years. The village of Mount Pleasant took on significant debt to prepare the sites, roads, utility grading, etc. But here's what actually happened. The LCD factory was never built. Foxconn repeatedly scaled back the plans. In 21, we renegotiated the deal. The investment was reduced to $672 million. The jobs were reduced from 13,000 down to 1,400. Employment levels never met and even never met the reduced targets. Large portions of the land still sits unvacant and unused, and some of the buildings became warehouses, research and development space, and shell facilities. So this was a massive overpromising with little delivery. We're still paying for Foxconn. And so I just wanted to share that with the people in southeastern Wisconsin, that these people come into our communities, take our homes, we pay for it, and not only we don't even know what the significant health risk and environmental risk is for our people.
No argument. I appreciate the rundown and the reminder. And as people that live in the area immediately impacted, I remember the holdouts, who like, you're not taking my family farm. You're not taking our land.
Correct.
And I remember Donald Trump bragging, because
Correct.
he was trying to steal the shine from Scott Walker about who
Right.
actually helped make this deal happen. And Walker
Right.
was sitting there looking crazy on the sidelines because
Correct.
Walker wanted, this boost for him. And Trump was like, yeah, you didn't get it done without me. And now nobody's, running to take credit for it anymore. But no, thank you for the quick reminder, because a lot of damage was done along the way.
And listen, last thing. And then Foxconn has now sold some of that property to Microsoft.
Yeah, I mean, that was the conversation yesterday. Microsoft is getting ready to build one of the biggest AI plants in the world. Here.
Michelle,
yes,
I took, so as my role, I helped a few people that ended up in the jail and to get rides out there. They have so many people working out there that you have to park your car in a huge parking lot, take a school bus to the site where the workers are working. There are over like 5,000 people out there working right now today. Their cars lined up for miles. Thousands of electricians.
Yeah, this is all of the infrastructure work getting ready to happen. Yeah, for sure.
Right. Yeah, that's already they're working right now every day. They're working 6 and 7 12-hour days right now, and so it's going on right now. They're already in phase 3, so it's happening.
All right. Thank you, bro. I appreciate the call.
Ma'am.
Yeah, for sure, y'all. This is the thing. By the time the community gets wind of what's going on, a lot of the work is already done. A lot of the paperwork has been signed off. Permits have been granted. Local buy-in on this is going to be an economic boom for our area. It's a depressed community. Beaver Dam. You know what they say? It's nothing going on up there. So the thing is, though, once these plants get built, we'll need you. Now, we may need some of y'all to come in and, clean the floors and do some maintenance work. But it does not take a whole bunch of people to run AI plants. Let me go to the phone line. Hey, caller, what's happening?
Good morning, Michelle. Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday, sis. How you doing this morning?
Good. My question is on Donald Trump. That's the topic. And him flooding the system, like the previous caller said. UPS announced all those layoffs. Do we know what that impact will be for Milwaukee? And is there a way that we can get our $40 billion back from Argentina to save some of these jobs over here in the United States? And where are those 59 South Africans at that we shipped over here and put them up because they were fleeing from whatever?
Oh, you just got
they talked about the Federal Reserve, and this guy is saying keep politics out. Is the news covering that if he appoints somebody over the Federal Reserve, he's going to have so much power, and it's not going to be okay. But it's just so much information. I try to keep it local with that announcement about those UPS jobs and all these groceries. I mean, where are these people going to go work at?
Right. No, I mean, and that's the thing. No, thank you, sis. I appreciate the call.
I'll talk to you tomorrow, Michelle, from this time on Fridays. I heard you're coming on Fridays, right?
For real? Did nobody tell me? Yeah. You're going to call me at the house. All right. She just had to sneak that one in. Yeah, I can't stand black people on the way out the door. And then she shut the door real quick. Bye. I got to go. But I'm going to take a break. But when we come back, I'll deal with, I'm going to mention the UPS workers, because you got to talk about Amazon getting ready to lay off 16,000 employees. They laid off 14,000 last year. Now they're getting ready to do another 16,000 because they're getting ready to use, what was the conversation yesterday? AI. They're getting ready to use AI to fill out a lot of these jobs. We'll be right back. Family, let me take a quick second to come local for for just a minute. I said I was at home last night, mortified, watching, what was going on down in Fulton County. And then the story came on in Wisconsin. And I'm like, okay. So in Peshtigo, Wisconsin, I'm assuming that's how you pronounce it. Peshtigo, Peshtigo, Wisconsin. A man is facing charges for bringing a loaded gun and knives to a school blood drive, then attacking police officers after he escaped from his handcuffs. It all started shortly before 11:45 a.m. Monday, when a student working at a blood drive hosted at Peshtigo High School called 911 to report, quote, a suspicious male party who was possibly carrying a gun on his person. So this is an observant student who calls 911. According to a news release, the student said a male subject was acting strange and appeared to be over friendly with the student and another female juvenile who was also working the blood drive. The caller/student said the male party also appeared to have bulging items tucked on the side under his shirt that she suspected was a gun. When officers arrived, they located the man inside the gymnasium. He was moved into a private office where he was temporarily detained and searched. Police discovered a handgun loaded with one magazine tucked inside the man's shirt, as well as two knives. Trevor Zaleski, 33, from Menominee, Michigan, was arrested and transported to the Marinette County Jail. Upon arrival at the jail, authorities say Zaleski was able to get himself out of the handcuffs without the officer's knowledge. So he was searched and he was handcuffed. But by the time they got to the jail, Zaleski had gotten himself out of the handcuffs. At that point, he attacked and assaulted several police officers. He was tased. He gets charged with all this stuff. Battery to police, attempted escape, 2 counts of resisting, disarming a police officer, disorderly conduct, dangerous weapon at school, possession of firearms on the school grounds, battery to a correctional office by a prisoner. Okay? So that's all of that he looking at. But this was the thing when I was watching the news. When I was watching the news last night. How did he get out of the handcuffs? This man had hidden a handcuff key in his in his booty cheeks. and the officer who was telling the story, he said, we clearly didn't search deep enough.
They didn't search the cheeks.
Oh my God. Oh my God. He had the key to the handcuffs in his booty. And got his pants down while he was in custody, reached behind, his hands already behind. So he went down in his butt and got the key out and unlocked himself and whooped on some police officers at the jail.
After he took the key.
Dude, I wish I could have got the clip where the man was telling it on because it was so funny because he was trying to, be our professional and deliver his story. But he was like, yeah, clearly we didn't search deep enough.
Wait.
We didn't go deep enough in his butt cheeks to find this key.
So this cat pulled his pants down in the back.
Come on now.
Cheeks cold on the back.
Wait, hold on. Where did he get the key from?
I don't know where he got the master handcuff key. I have no idea.
No, that's the question that confused me. Where did he get the original key from?
I don't know where he got the key from. Yeah, I don't know.
How you have a key to that pair of handcuffs?
I think there's a master.
Yeah,
I think there's a master.
It gotta be.
And
a bootleg key.
To see this officer try to talk about that they didn't search his cheeks. Oh my God.
No, I got so many questions.
Somebody said it was an inside job.
It was an inside job.
I got so many questions because for you to stick that key up there, you would have to know before you got arrested. You was arrested.
I mean, well, he knew he going to the school to potentially do something.
But I'm saying you would have to know. Okay, I got my gun, I got the knife, and I'm gonna put this key up my rear end just in case I get arrested.
Yeah, he knew. He was planning. Just like they said, the man that threw the stuff on Congresswoman Ilhan Omar had told his neighbor, "Hey, I need you to take care of my dog because I might be getting arrested." You know what I mean? So I just kept watching. Like I replayed the clip like 100 times because I was in the house dying because this officer is trying to keep his face straight when he was like, "Yeah, you don't think this is quality programming?" This is definitely quality program. How many programs could bring in R. Kelly's Do It, Jermaine? How many can do it? How many can do it?
But I'm just trying to figure out. Wait, hold on. No, see, what y'all don't understand is
same thing.
You're right. I definitely don't understand.
This man got his hands behind his back.
Right.
He probably had on some Wranglers.
Why you have on Wranglers?
Probably got on some Wranglers.
Somebody tell me, I hope nobody touched the booty cheek. The booty cheek key. That's what Chandra told us. Somebody had to touch the booty cheek key.
But how? I mean, for you to grab the key.
So
and
somebody
then
said most handcuff keys are universal.
Are they?
You said like you about to get you one.
Yeah, I need to go get the key.
Like,
so we can order this off of eBay. Let me know the site. No, but I'm trying to figure out for you to reach in, get the key.
Somebody said only on WA. What'd you say?
I'm just saying.
I'm just like, look, now.
Hey, wait. So many people exploring. I had no idea it was meant to hold so many objects. Happiness donuts are full.
Yeah, it's something wrong with happiness donuts. It's something wrong. They tried too many people putting objects on the cheeks that were supposed to be there.
But I'm just trying to figure out.
I just had to bring it up.
And then unlock.
Did all of that. Did all of that.
Like,
did all of that.
Do you know how much
I don't.
You gotta have?
I don't know.
I don't know neither, but you gotta have some skill.
Dude, why is you grabbing key? Why is you grabbing key? You got keys. You got keys. So look, it's gonna be people at home with the keys. Like, hand me them keys off that kitchen table. And then look, my hands ain't even used to being bit behind my back, so I can't help you. But it wasn't no way I was not mentioning that story this morning. That oh look, Debo got a handcuff key. That looked like a handcuff key. It's similar. Wow.
Say exactly.
Why you got something similar to a handcuff key?
That's right.
Yo, Jermaine, put the camera on Jermaine, man.
Hold on, man. Hold on.
Why did he just bring you something? It's on you, Jay.
Why do you have a key before I practice? Why do you have a practice key?
That's hilarious. Debo got 900 keys on his key ring. About, but when you know you're going to jail, you don't bring all these keys. You just bring the handcuff key. It wasn't no way. It wasn't no way, because the man talking about it was priceless, y'all. As he tried, somebody said now the handcuffs need to be sanitized. It was priceless how he was trying to hold his face together.
Yeah, I would have.
While he was talking about this man and these cheeks. So 2 days in a row, we were able to use our R. Kelly song to compliment a story. Let me see. You're right. I shouldn't be working together. Oh my God. Anybody in law enforcement got to retake search procedure. I'm just saying, man. Dude said he had put the handcuffs, the handcuff key in his cheeks, and was free and whooped on some officers before they tased him. They didn't kill him.
Wait, so
they tased him.
So you mean to tell me after this cat digged in his rump, got the key, unlocked himself, and then he whooped a fit on the cats that arrested?
Oh, he whooped some officers.
Hey, somebody said when Debo gave the key, they said, "What do Debo and Jackie be doing?"
No, not what do Debo and Jackie be doing. Oh,
yeah,
they done told the business. They have told the business. All right, so I had to move on, but there was no way. I wasn't talking about that.
Oh, that's hilarious.
No way. All right, so I want to now, if I could, take a second and mention a story that I want y'all to pay attention to, because while this seems like, okay, this is somebody else's situation, this could easily be folks here in Wisconsin. Jay, can I play this?
Yep.
Request for negotiations, and now
wait.
advisor
Come
to
back.
the Supreme Leader of Iran warning quotes.
I got something else on. Hold on. What else? Let me figure out what else I got on. While I'm pulling this up, I'm trying to see what else I got playing in the background. There is a story. Let me make sure that's not it. Let me make sure this is not it. Make sure that, okay, there we go. All right, so we ready. Jay, can I play this now? All right.
But these loan scammers.
All right, here we go.
Ghost students are sophisticated thieves who are stealing money from the federal government. But these loan scammers are also hurting area colleges and could be stealing your identity. Ghost students, they're scammers who are stealing identities, enrolling in schools, signing up for federal loans, and then disappearing as soon as they get the money. U.S. Department of Education Assistant Inspector General for Investigation, Jason Williams, says you can be a victim and not even know it.
They're not being repaid. Okay, they're being assigned to people. They don't even know they have a debt with you.
Nothing like a day in the job to remind you how quickly.
All right, y'all. I'm sorry. I didn't realize my volume wasn't up that loud. Let me get through this ad real quick, and then I will play the story. I apologize. I didn't have this keyed up already. All right. Now we ready. All right, what's going on?
Money from the federal government. Okay. But these loan scammers are also hurting area colleges and could be stealing your identity. ghost students. They're scammers who are stealing identities, enrolling in schools, signing up for federal loans, and then disappearing as soon as they get the money. U.S. Department of Education Assistant Inspector General for Investigation, Jason Williams, says you can be a victim and not even know it.
These loans are not being repaid. They're being assigned to people. They don't even know they have a debt with the U.S. Department of Education. Or you get some letter from the department or the servicer or the Internal Revenue Service that says you owe the Department of Education money for something you don't even know about.
Williams says community colleges that accept almost all applicants through their open enrollment are most vulnerable. Some colleges say that more than a third of their applicants in recent years have been fake.
We see in some of these fraud schemes where people are enrolled at 2 or 3 different schools at the same time receiving aid at all of them.
Then we panicked.
58-year-old Murat, mayor of suburban D.C., and his teenage son discovered they were victims. They were applying for college financial aid, but someone had beat them to it, stealing their identities and signing both up for classes at community colleges across the country.
We noticed that there were a lot of activity. There are a lot of applications, loan applications.
How would I know if I'm a ghost student, if someone used me and my name to be a ghost student?
Yeah, I mean, there are many ways that people learn that they're a victim of identity theft. Sometimes they might check their credit report and notice an account that they don't recognize. So you can get a free credit report from annualcreditreport.com. If you don't recognize an account, that may be a sign that you are a victim of identity theft.
Whether you're a student or a senior, Jason Adler, the director of the Federal Trade Commission's Midwest region in Chicago, says the best way to protect yourself is to freeze your credit online for free with the 3 credit bureaus. However, if you're a minor, you may have to call the credit bureaus, and if you're 16 or under, call with a parent and ask them to create a credit file.
The way it works for minors is the credit bureau will create a credit file for the first time for that minor and put the freeze in place.
Eva Velasquez from the Identity Theft Resource Center says while freezing credit can help stop loans from being distributed, lenders and colleges also need to improve the verification process.
They want to create access and make it easy for students to enroll. And I understand that, and that is an important piece of it. But you also want a little bit of friction because you want to make sure that person is who they say they are.
But the federal government says scammers often use artificial intelligence to expand their reach and circumvent fraud detection controls.
These bad actors take core identity credentials that can actually belong to someone, like, social security number, a driver's license number, name, date of birth, that type of information. And then they mix it with fake information, like maybe a bank account where they want the funds to be deposited.
The Identity Theft Resource Center and the FTC can help you fight identity theft for free. We have links on our free news app and website. According to the Department of Education's Inspector General, the federal government has lost more than $350 million to ghost student scams, with more than 200 active investigations nationwide.
All right, folks. So when I saw this story, it reminded me of a conversation that I had with someone last year who had talked about that their child was getting ready to go to college, and that they had begun the FAFSA and different information to be able to get loans and assistance, financial aid to be able to go to school. And their identity had been stolen. And so the parent was like, well, is this an isolated situation? What's going on? And, so I did some initial work with them to try to figure it out. The child they had to provide all kinds of information. I mean, it was a lengthy process that was not completed in time for the child to get money for the semester that year they were trying to get in. And they later, were able to get it straightened out. But when I say it took a lot, it took a lot. And so there is also a story that is in MATC, because this was happening at a lot of technical colleges where these identities were being stolen. These stolen identities were being used. So the MATC Times, I guess it's their student newspaper, they also did a story just this month about ghost bots, a term used to describe fraudulent course registrations created by scammers not enrolled MATC students fake accounts designed to exploit financial aid systems by registering for classes without any intention of attending. So this wasn't a story that's happening somewhere else in another state on the other side of the country. We have folks right downtown at MATC who are noting that this stuff is happening. It is an issue, and how to make sure that students are protecting themselves. But the one thing that came out of that story, and I just want to say this before I go to break, that was important to me, the ability to go into your credit file and lock or freeze your account information so that people cannot open fraudulent accounts in your name. You have the ability to freeze your accounts for free. To lock them can be a cost depending on whether or not you subscribe to these credit bureau services. But y'all, this is something that's simple enough to stop. The crazy thing was, when I was researching this story, there were children 4 and 5 years old who had financial aid accounts opened in their names. Excuse me. People had got those kids' real names, had got those kids' real social security numbers through data breaches some kind of way. And before these babies could even get out of middle school, somebody was already getting financial aid. And these were, unfortunately, when the stuff I was researching, it was a ton of Black kids who patient information at a hospital or this or that, wherever, lower income neighborhoods, people not checking their credit on a regular basis. Why am I checking the credit of a 8-year-old kid? Like, you don't know until your baby is now getting ready to go off to college and you realize somebody has opened a credit file in your child's name. So the ability to stay on top of that, be vigilant, checking with the credit bureau. I'm the parent of XYZ. I'm trying to make sure there's nothing open in my child's name with the social security number, whatever we have to do. But this is real, it's prevalent, and this is millions and millions of dollars. $6,000 here, $5,000 here. They doing it one little bit at a time, but they are robbing systems blind. At one university that they went to, they said that 30% of the kids enrolled at that university were ghost students. They were fake students. 30%. How can you have 30% enrollment of fake students? As soon as people got the check, they ghosted, they left. So, but this is, I see your face.
Wait,
30%.
How?
They got the information. They got legitimate names, legitimate social security numbers that they have stolen, most likely through data breaches. You know, when we get those notices and people tell us your data was breached and this is what we're doing, and most of us just like, oh, okay, and ignore it. Don't check your credit file. You know, I pay a subscription to be able to monitor my credit information, but I just want people to know some of this stuff is free. You can go to annualcreditreport.com, get all 3 of your credit reports for free once a year. Annualcreditreport.com, Experian, Equifax, TransUnion, get all of them for free. And then you can go in and lock these accounts for free in terms of freezing them. Like I said, sometimes locking them costs more money. All right, let me take a break, y'all. I'll be right back. All right, family. So before I went to break, is my mic on? It sounds weird. Before I went to break, I referenced the ghost students, fake students story. Talked about the fact that even MATC is making folks aware of this down on their end. And it made me think about another story that was in the Journal Sentinel. The credit union is suing Fiserv, and I never say Fiserv. I always say the Bucks Arena, but I want to say Fiserv in this story, saying it didn't secure online bank platforms. So Fiserv Inc. is being sued by one of its customers, which claims the Milwaukee-based financial tech provider failed to secure its online banking platform. That comes amid another federal lawsuit targeting Fiserv for allegedly misleading shareholders. So this company, Clearwater, Florida-based FiCare Federal Credit Union, also claims Fiserv wants to charge extra fees for cybersecurity measures, which FiCare says are already required under its contract with the company. Fiserv didn't respond when the Journal reached out, but the way this thing breaks down, according to the complaint, FiCare starting in 2024, experienced repeated account takeovers and fraud losses while using Fiserv's virtual branch Next platform. The credit union reimbursed its customers and raised security concerns with Fiserv. Fiserv didn't use secure multi-factor authentication methods as required by contract and federal standards, says the suit, which references separate litigation filed by other credit unions against this company as well. In December, Fiserv said it was replacing virtual branch Next enhanced authentication, I can't get it out, with a new feature now known as Secure Now. Secure Now is not an upgrade, but a mid-contract shakedown, seeking higher fees, the lawsuit says. According to the plan change, it doesn't address the root causes of online account takeovers. So I just wanted to mention that, because when we talk about how people get our identity, how folks get access to critical information, here is a company with the big Fiserv name down on the Milwaukee Bucks Arena that's being accused of some of the very things that I'm raising concerns about that are harming consumers because you don't secure your platform in the way you're supposed to. And then you're excessively charging people. If these lawsuit allegations are in fact correct, you are excessively charging people for things that should be included in the contract. And you know what the people say, this isn't a fix, basically, it's a money grab. So I am always going to not be a fan of Fiserv. As I said, they pulled that BS back when we were doing the Foxconn deal. The Foxconn deal that Youssef walked us through this morning, one of the elements of the Foxconn deal was a set-aside agreement in there for Fiserv, the company whose name is plastered all over the Bucks Arena, for them to get, I think it was $12 million. Scott Walker, wife, related to the founders of Fiserv, they put this deal in there because Fiserv said, oh, we're going to leave Wisconsin and move to Georgia if y'all don't give us money to help our company. So they put $12 million in there, but nobody sees it because Youssef walked through the astronomical numbers that was associated with the Foxconn deal. So Senator Taylor was raising questions about what the hell is going on with this money going to Fiserv that's been quietly snuck into this deal. But everybody's screaming also about Foxconn, and they end up getting this $12 million of taxpayer money. But a year or so later, now you got money to throw your name and enter into a naming rights contract on the side of the Bucks Arena. So what do I always say? If Fiserv had money to enter into a naming rights agreement with the Bucks, which I said at that time, those agreements ran anywhere from $1 million to $5 million a year to have your name plastered on the side of the building, then you need to get the taxpayers of Wisconsin back our damn money. That's why I will not call it the Fiserv Forum or whatever. I always say the Bucks Arena, because they name ain't got no business being on that building, and you owe Wisconsin taxpayers $12 million. That's a luxury. That's some vanity nonsense to be able to put your name on the side of a building and pay for the naming rights to do that. Because the minute they can't no longer afford it, their name is coming off that building, just like what we saw happen out at Miller Park. The minute you no longer want to spend that money, so they pay him the bucks every year for their name to be on that building. But you got $12 million of our money that Governor Walker slipped into the Foxconn deal, that package, so nobody was paying attention. But this is how we get these things happening. So one other thing that I want to do, because today is my early day, but I have decided that I am committed to telling our stories, because these folks are trying to remove Black history, remove, our contributions, taking stuff down off public facing, monuments, museums, Donald Trump and his merry band of racists doing whatever they can to conceal our stories. So I am a follower of this one Black History website, and they do amazing work. And I'm like, you know what? I'm getting ready to make this a part of my routine of highlighting some of these stories. So Jay, I want to play one if I could. Here we go.
Old, he wrote Flight Lieutenant Ulrich Cross, DFC, in his school books, a dream so audacious his classmates probably laughed. By age 27, he'd earned every word of it and become the most feared navigator the Nazis never saw coming. They called him the Black Hornet. Squadron leader Ulrich Cross from Trinidad flew 80 combat missions with the RAF's elite Pathfinder force, the squadrons that marked targets so the main bombers knew where to strike. According to RAF museum records, he twice refused to rest after completing 30 missions when protocol said he could stop. He kept flying. RAF Bomber Command archives document that his exceptional navigation skills helped prevent 200 Allied bombers from being shot down during raids over Germany in 1943. He was awarded the Distinguished Flying Cross in June 1944 and the Distinguished Service Order in 1945, making him the most decorated Caribbean airman of World War II. After the war, he became a high court judge, helped build nations across Africa, and lived to 96. Drop a comment sharing which part inspired you most. Hit follow for heroes who rewrote history, and share this because some legends deserve their flowers. Who else?
So this guy, Ulrich Cross, 1944. Think about everything that we have said about what it had to be like for Black folks during these eras to be able to serve in the military, to serve, in these roles, people thinking that folks were not mentally competent. I mean, they didn't think we were smart enough to be a quarterback on a football field, yet alone to be flying missions and flying planes and doing some of the things that we did. This brother who he is from Trinidad and was a judge, diplomat, and in the Royal Air Force. So I just want people to understand our history is not just limited to American history. It's history across the board, but there has been a systematic effort to try to keep these stories quiet and out the way. But this squadron leader, who there are pictures of him, you can see who this brother was. He has been featured and included in Black History Month observations from all over the place. But this brother was cold, y'all. When they talk about flying these missions and not stopping, that he was doing this when nobody could believe that he was even capable. And so I wanted y'all to hear about him, because one of the things that we got to do is we got to understand we got a global history that's important for us to recognize. You cannot, our stories go away when people stop telling them. And as Black people, we got to think more globally. And, I hear people all the time say, well, other folks don't care about us, even other Black folks in other parts of the world. I can't be like everybody else. I can't do what other people do. We tell our kids that all the time. You don't have to do what other people do. You act stank to me, that don't mean I have to act stank to you. It just don't. But we have to tell these stories. We have to tell these stories. I am learning more and more every day about all of these untold stories that are just being swept under the rug. People acting like they didn't happen. And then you have an administration, at least in terms of African-American achievements, who are intentionally trying to sweep all of this under the rug. Let me go to the phone line. Hey, caller, what's happening?
Hello?
Yes, hello.
Hey, Marshall, what's up?
I'm okay. How you doing?
You looking good today, too. I'm looking at you.
Really?
Yeah. Tell your crew in there what's up, right out and listen to Debo. Yeah. And where you at? The whole crew.
Clark Kent, where you at?
Who you with?
Who you with?
Yeah. Before I forget, there's a brother that calls in. Kashar, what's his name?
Oh, Shiar.
Shiar.
Yeah.
That brother cold.
Yeah, Shiar.
Yeah, he cold.
Is about that information.
He said something that was very informational. He said about where our lawyers at. Who's gonna represent us when we get in trouble? If we get into good trouble, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because that's what they did back in the day when they were rallying to get the freedom that we so much enjoy now. You've been talking about corruption, fraud, and all this other stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
My favorite movie, the greatest karate expert in the world, Bruce Lee, Enter the Dragon.
Okay.
Dr. Han was a heroin killer. He was a recruiter to protect his island. He had karate events, tournaments. And he said, and this is a fact, he said a business of corruption is as big as any. Would you agree with that?
Well, certainly.
Yeah, that's a fact, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, in closing, I just want to say I want to be able to read something real briefly, if it's okay with you.
Go ahead.
In recovery, I had a hard time giving up drugs.
Okay.
You know, I've been called in and told my story a couple times.
Right.
So my counselor had me read this, and she said, when you get this reality, life will begin to change for you. You will understand what it is. And it's called acceptance. It said, acceptance is the answer to all my problems today. When I am disturbed, is because I find some person, place, thing, or some situation, some fact of my life unacceptable to me. And I can find no serenity to it until I accept that fact, place, thing, or situation as being exactly the way it is. It's supposed to be at this moment. Nothing, absolutely nothing happens in God's world by mistake. Until I could accept my alcoholism, my drug addiction, I could not stay sober. Unless I accept life completely on life terms, I cannot be happy. I need to concentrate not so much on what needs to be changed in the world as on what needs to be changed in me and my attitude. The reason I wanted to read that is that the things that this president is doing right now, when we get to a point where we can accept it and then create our path to the solution, like the young lady said in Georgia, we need to come up with a plan. When they start attacking other states, we need to have a go-to plan of what we're going to do. Thank you for taking my call, Michelle. I hope the lady was right about you being on Fridays. That would be awesome for us. That was a good plug. And lastly, to my Rufus King family, go Generals, Department Junior High, 29th Street, Ben Franklin, to my 26th Street family, to the 53206 neighborhood, Tennessee in the house. I love y'all. Be well.
All right, bro. Appreciate you. I'm just saying, y'all kill me with y'all Fridays. Y'all killing me. Look, so family, this is the wrap for the show today. It's so much more that we can get to, we can cover. Keep your eyes on Minnesota. There's a new video out of Alex. It's so funny everybody just say Alex because you identify with this man, you understood his frustration. There's video that they say is about 11 days before his murder that shows him being frustrated with ICE agents and kicking the back of a car that they were driving. And he actually kicked the taillight out the car. And when the car drives away, the car is driving away, they stop, they get out, they wrestle him to the ground. In the photo, you can see he has his gun on him. Then he ends up surviving that encounter. So the difference is about who shows up to the scene and what they own when they get there. How do you, because in the second video, he wasn't physically assaulting nobody, no property, no nothing. So that's important. And a new development that has happened in Minnesota just got announced. Amy Klobuchar is getting ready to run for governor, has announced she's running for governor in Minnesota. I like Amy Klobuchar. I think she is as close to, a decent politician as you're going to find in a lot of these circles. Pay attention to that. I'm going to say this too. Jasmine Crockett is in this race for the U.S. Senate. Y'all, we have got to put our money where our mouth is. We all see Jasmine on TV. We hear her clips. I play them here. Everybody be like, that's my girl. That's my girl. That's my girl. I need a campaign contribution. I need you to put your money behind candidates that's trying to confront this madness. That's Texas. But that 5-year-old child is being held in a detention center in Texas. The first people to go after doing what Donald Trump wanted to in terms of shutting out black voters and brown voters with redistricting and creating new units that would guarantee Republican wins and remove Democrats from office via district maps that were drawn in a partisan way, that the Supreme Court had the audacity to rubber stamp and say, oh, it's okay if it's for partisan reasons. It's not okay if it's for race. But if the majority of one race of people vote a certain way, then it's de facto racism. So you got people that's trying to fight back. Find these candidates around the country and send them $2, $3. Every little bit, every little piece will help these people. Make sure these people can stay in the fight for us. So, all right, that's the show for today. Bruhs, I appreciate you.
Yes, man. Appreciate you.
Debo, we still trying to get a reason for why you got a handcuff key on your key ring, and because you had Jackie call into the show on Monday. So she can explain why her man got a handcuff key.
You got some explaining to do, Lucy. You got some explaining to do.
All right, family. Clark, I appreciate you, bro. Jay, buddy. Who did I say you was? The young who? The middle-aged too?
Snoop Dogg, you got something. Okay.
I'll talk to y'all tomorrow. Peace.